Good evening, Professor Lady Zofia Krzygorzewska. November 23rd, 2019 will be for this week. For the topics, we have metaphysics, theology, we have crisis in religion, crisis in the church, for our for this week's discussions. I know I have started my post on Soren Kierkegaard, and it will be great to continue because it kind of had interesting personality, I want to say, but we barely have talked over the semester yet of a situation of women. So I would like to talk today about Simone de Beauvoir, a French philosopher, existentialist, writer, who lived in from 1908 till 1986. Well, one of her books is, well, Woman as Other, where she is trying to get to the point in the introduction chapter. She's trying to state major points, what it means to be a woman, and woman, and as we know, women's situation have not been very good from the beginning of humanity. I mean, as we know, women are, I want to say, treated by men as secondary gender, weaker gender. And I don't understand that's because of, I guess, just by physical issues. Of course, men intend to be much more stronger, and but there are women who can be surprisingly very, very strong. And I want to add one major point over here. Men have always treated themselves as superior to women, and physically they seems to be more fit, more stronger, more receptive. But it comes to women who tend to, yes, we have this picture in our heads that we are just weaker, we are meek, we are very, very not strong, I would want to say, part of the second half of humanity. So, and we tend to think of ourselves too that way. We are just weaker because we are women. But for one thing, I just one thing I want to pay attention to here right now is, Professor, women bodies are able to carry babies, or give birth. In the past, women used to give birth without any medications, right? Painkillers, and in a day or two, they used to get up and take care of not only baby but their husbands and whole families. So, who is the weaker gender? I want to say. And in today's world, we intend to, Professor, women intend to take care of our family, children, homes, husbands, and we work professionally. What does it say? And we are still are able to work professionally. And that is only one job. I know women who have to work two jobs, unfortunately, sometimes. And so, who is the weaker gender? If man wants to put themselves in the category of being men because they are men and they're exterior to women, they're the first, they're the most beautiful and most paid attention to. So let be it. Women, on the other hand, let's look at it. How many things we are capable of doing, and we are taught as a weakened gender, as a weaker gender. So Simone de Beauvoir quote from her introduction chapter say that first we must ask, what is a woman? Tota mulher in utero, says one. Woman is a womb. Really? Is that all we are? Just in a reproductive sense? No, I don't think so. That's all we are. But that's how we've been perceived, right? In the past, from the beginning of humanity. That's how we've been perceived as those, the ones that carry children, give them men their children, and that's in a reproductive sense. Of course, throughout the human history and throughout the Enlightenment, Middle Ages, not even think about ancient history, Middle Ages, Enlightenment, rationalism, nominalism, women to men are been perceived as just merely as humans. This is another citation that I would like to read from Simone de Beauvoir chapter in regards to a work, Mother Woman, The Lost Sex, which in other respect has its irritating features. Dorothy Parker has written, I cannot be just two books which treat of women as women. My idea is that all of us, men as well as women, should be regarded as human beings. Well, I agree. There is nothing that should identify that women should be treated inferiorly to men. Why? Why is the thought? Where those thoughts came from? Another citation from Simone de Beauvoir. Quote, the female is a female by virtue of certain lack of qualities. As Aristotle, we should regard the female nature of afflicted with natural defectiveness. And St. Thomas, for his part, pronounced women to be an imperfect man, an incidental being. Well, that's just putting us right there. Like, not meaning nothing. I mean, we were talking in the past weeks, a couple weeks ago, that was week, 3-2, last week, that women, as human, we categorize ourselves as animals, and pretty soon all animals will be posthumanism thinks that we should treat all animals on the same level. But this is worst words about women than about animals, I think. The imperfect man, I'm sorry, woman to be an imperfect man, an incidental being. That's just worse words than about animals, actually, I think. Um, and being put in a category of others as not being taught as a human being, really. Um, it's absolutely something that men were doing to women from the beginning of humanity, I guess. Is it different today? We have a long way to go, I believe. And it doesn't matter what race we are, what race women are. Simone de Beauvoir is using even samples of Jewish and African American women, Negro, that she's using the N words, of course. That those women will most likely support their men, and we support our men, no matter of race and no matter of what are we, Western Europeans or Jewish or African Americans, and well, we all women stand behind their man. So there's also a saying, as we know, that behind every good man is a good woman, but it's behind. So in this context, so we have another quote over here. Blessed be the God that he did not make me a woman, so, says the Jew in the morning prayers, while their wives pray on a note of resignation. Blessed be the Lord who creates me according to his will. Oh, so yes, our situation is really from the beginning of humanity wasn't pretty. Is it really, do it seem much different today? I don't know. I don't want to be categorized as just Euros and the concept of just produce baby. I don't want to be thought of as other, inferior. I really don't wish to be thought of as something less, actually, than animals. Women are, and are going to be always human beings, and half of the planet, or 50% of the planet are women. So categorization as in the way that for thousands of years men did was humiliating. I would say less than humiliating. For what it's worth, we are very much, I think we have shown that in the past and presently that we are very intelligent. We work hard. We sometimes work beyond imagination, and we need to be recognized for our input into humanity and our input into being as a weaker gender, which is totally mixed up.